Hi everybody. Well, I went on a cruise with my two nephews. And guess what? One of us has COVID. So let me break it down a little bit. I had COVID back in April and May. And the week before the cruise, I had my Omicron booster because who knows where I'm going, and if I'm thinking on going to Australia, they still require testing on some ships now. Had to get my booster so I can make sure I can still cruise if I want to go. Done. Then I have my nephew Paul, who 3 weeks before going on a cruise, caught COVID. Remember, after my birthday party, he messaged me and said, I got COVID and I feel horrible. And now we get back from the cruise, and 2 days after getting back from the cruise, my nephew Marc sends me a picture saying, so this happened. And now he has COVID too. Congratulations, Marc. You were the only one in my family so far who hadn't caught it. So now you caught it. And hopefully he's doing okay. He was just starting to feel really, really bad. And so, yeah, he's gonna go through that. But he's not in such a sickness or anything that he has to go anywhere near a hospital. He's just isolating at home, like we all have to do when you get this kind of thing and you feel a little lousy for a couple days. At least that's the effect most people, not everybody. Some people have very strong reactions and get very, very sick. Most people, mild symptoms, things like that, and he's going through it right now. But we were all over the ship, and I did not hear of much COVID on the cruise ship that we were on. We were on the Harmony of the Seas. Normally you will hear stories of there's people here, there's people there, there's people. We didn't hear any stories like that going on. When I was on my Rotterdam cruise, I knew people who caught COVID. They disappeared all of a sudden. You know, I meet them in the theater one night. They said, see you tomorrow night for the show. Never showed up for the show, and then 7 days later, they show up and said, yeah, I had to isolate. I had caught COVID in my thing. Luckily for me, with all my cruises coming up, I still haven't caught it because I am going to the Wonder of the Seas in December, and then I'm on the Sky Princess also in December in back-to-back cruises. So yeah, it would not be good. It would not be good to catch COVID right now. And I'm at that point where I'm the 6-month line from when I had COVID to, you know, my basic immunity from that could be waning. But, you know, hopefully the booster will, I know it doesn't prevent you from getting it, but it does prevent you from getting severe symptoms. And I'm hoping for that anyway. But yeah, it was just the conversation I had with Marc and Paul when we got back. There's an inside joke I'm not allowed to say, but there is an inside joke going on. Because Marc was kind of saying, kind of hinting at, well, you know, I can't get COVID. I can't afford to get COVID. I'm pretty immune to COVID. I'm not going to get it. And then, bam, he gets it right after the cruise. And it's kind of funny because it's almost the same thing that my nephew Paul said at my birthday party, saying, hey, I don't have COVID. I've never gotten COVID. I won't catch COVID. Bam, 2 days later had COVID. So I'm not going to jinx it and say I can't get it anymore. I'm just going to hope that I don't, so I can continue cruising in the near future. And yeah, I am looking at Australia next. That would be a lot of fun. I just found out another good friend of mine from Princess, good friend of mine, I met him once on a cruise ship, but we've conversed and we messaged back each other, and that's Kevin, who's the cruise director currently on the Majestic Princess until March. And they're in Australia right now, and I said, well, that's perfect timing, but who knows what ship I'm going to get on. It all depends on the itinerary and lining it up with my other cruises that are going on, like the Vloggers Cruise in January, and then that group cruise in April, all that fun stuff. So I have to be careful of what ship I try and do, because Australia, I found out, is a 24-hour trip by air from Canada. I fly to Vancouver, there's a 3-hour layover, and then I fly to Sydney, and that takes 24 hours. For someone who does not like to fly, that is another scary proposition. So yeah, I hope I have enough air miles left over to at least go premium economy, because I can't see being in the cattle car of economy for a 20-hour flight. Can you imagine what I'd look like when I get off like this, dead tired of the world? Let's go cruising, everybody. Yeah. No, I'd curl into a bed and sleep for 5 days. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But can you imagine 24 hours flight? Yikes. Yikes, I say. Yikes.